guys, I'm Christina Sheree. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button while you're here. And if you're returning, it's always good to see you. So I'm sure I'm popping up my Instagram somewhere on the screen here. I'd love it if you guys, after the video, go ahead and just check me out there. I'm really trying to build a channel here, build a following there, so I would love it if you would take the time to subscribe here and follow me on Instagram. I love to post pictures in between the looks. I'll take pictures of the looks that I do on my channel, just where you can see it a little bit better. So yeah, check me out there. So today I really am pretty excited about this collection. It's the Huda Beauty Nude Obsessions palettes. She has 3 of them, and they're supposed to complement different skin tones. So there's a light, medium, and dark. And I'm actually going to go through and swatch all 3 for you guys, and then also do a look. I'm not sure which palette I'm going to do a look on, but we'll see from there. So the first palette she has is the Nude Obsessions Light, and this is what it looks like on the outside. I really love the packaging here. It's got this texture thing. I don't know if you can see it here. Probably not with this one. But it's got this textured feeling on the front, and it's a hard plastic. So this is what the palette looks like inside. Hopefully it translates on screen. It's pretty reflective, so it's hard to see. But as you can see, these are much lighter and fairer tones. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this palette from her site. Oh, let me back up. Each of the palettes are $29 each. So this is the light palette. It's a balance of light and creamy praline hues in warm and cool tones. It's got some peachy shades with pops of lavender and mauve, and some champagnes and brown shimmers. So this is definitely a palette that's probably catered to fairer skin tones, but I think it's also a really pretty palette. So I want to see what it will look like on my skin tone as well. So I'll swatch this one now for you. So there are no names on this palette, but I'll put a picture of the palette on the screen and kind of just show you as I go along. So going on the top row from the right to left, this is the first color. And that is so fair, you cannot see that one. This is the second. Really pretty shimmer. And this is the third. Well, that looks super patchy, but that could also be my swatch technique or lack thereof. So that's the first row. Okay, so looking at the second row from right to left, there's the first color. That is so pretty. Here's the second. Woo! That's pretty light. And here's the third. So that is the first and second row. Okay, now looking at the bottom row, there's the first color. The second in that row. Ooh, it's a bad swatch. And the third. Okay, looking at this palette, I could already tell for someone of my skin tone, I really would it's not necessarily made for mine, it's the light palette of course, but I could already see that I would probably really use this palette for the shimmers and maybe 1 or 2 of the colors in the crease to just buff it out a little bit because it is very fair, but the shimmers are really pretty. Okay, so up next I have the Nude Obsessions Medium. This is the outside. Okay, so this is what this palette looks like on the inside. Now this palette is a rich combination of spicy tones, combining chestnuts and deep browns. I'm looking down because I actually wrote notes, so I want to make sure I share it all with you. It's got metallic shimmers in warm yellow and rose gold, rustic copper, coral, terracotta, and dusty pink. Now this palette is really supposed to be catered to people who have medium to tan skin tone. So I'm going to swatch this one now and see what it looks like. Okay, so looking at the top row from right to left, here's the first one. The second. That's really pretty. And the third. Okay, so starting with the second row, right to left, here's the first color. And the second. Wow, that one is super beautiful. The third. Ah. Okay, so now we have the last row from right to left. Here's the first color. The second. I don't think you can really see that one. I'm looking in the monitor. And the third. This palette is gorgeous. This palette is really, really pretty. I think my camera is not doing it justice. The colors are really so much more saturated than I think it's actually picking up on screen. Such a really, really pretty palette. So, of the two so far, this is definitely my favorite, and I could probably for sure see me using the shimmers, the mattes, like everything in the palette versus the first one, which is light, and I can really just see the shimmers in that one. So, moving on to the next. Okay, so the last palette is Nude Obsessions Rich. This is what the outside looks like. And this is what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so swatching the palette top row from right to left, here's the first color, which is very much a transition. You can't even see it. Here's the second. The third. Whoa, that one's stunning. Wish you could see this in person. Okay, so now for the second row from right to left. Here's the first color. So nice. The second. And the third. This one is killing it. Last row, here's the first color. The second. Oh, that swatch went all sideways. And the last color. So here's the Rich palette swatched. These palettes are really, really beautiful. Okay, so let me take a look at the palettes and figure out what vibe I have going right now and jump into the tutorial. Okay, so I just realized when I was describing the swatches, I was saying right to left. It was actually left to right, so just had to say that part. So I actually am going to dive into the Nude Medium palette and do a look with this one today. I'll place it on the screen, the colors, but I'll also describe it since there's no names. Thanks, Huda. Okay, so picking up my Morphe M518, this brush here, I'm dipping into this color right here. I'm actually going to place this as a transition, so I'm going to start just above my crease. Oh, my lids are primed. I used the Fenty eye primer, and I didn't set it with anything. So I'm going to dive into this color now. And just place it above my crease. And then I'll blend it out. Okay, so I actually took that color and I brought it up pretty high. I brought it all the way up to just about right here, like right under my eyebrow. I also brought it down and started to smoke it down below and then connected it. So I really wanted this like, I don't know, cloud around it. So the next color I'm dipping into with my Sephora Pro Drawing Shadow, this brush here. So I'm going to dip into this color, make sure you guys can see it. This color right here. And I'm going to place this in my transition and then start to build it up just to start to create some more depth. So I'm going to place this actually in here. And then start to, once I have the shadow placed exactly where I want it, then start to blend. Okay, so you may not be able to actually see a huge difference in those colors. I just used that color because I really wanted to warm up the pink a little bit more. So that was my goal with that one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same brush that we used for this one here, the Sephora Pro Drawing Shadow Brush, and dip into this color and start to deepen up my crease. And then also on the outer V. Okay, so I placed that color in my crease and blended it upward, and also started to focus a bit more on the side and the outer third of my eye. I also brought it down just a little bit in the corner to make this V shape. So now what I'm going to do is take a clean brush, my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH32, and now start to buff around the edges and blend the colors together. Blend, blend, blend. Okay, so I actually want to bring, with that blended in, I actually want to bring back this color a little bit more. So I'm going to take this color on my Morphe M518, tap off the extra, and just actually start to buff around, just to add it in on the, just really close to my eyebrows. Just to bring a little bit more of a gradient up there. Okay, so I like the way that's shaping up. Now I'm picking up my Morphe R42, so this brush here, and I'm going into this color right here. Let's pick up a little bit. And I'm going to place it on the rest of my lid, so from the middle all the way to the inner corner. First I'm just going to pack it on. Okay, so I placed that. Now I'm just trying to decide if I actually want to do, I usually do some kind of glitter or shimmer, but I'm feeling this just matte look here. Okay, so I like that matte look a lot, but I love shimmer, so I'm going to add a little bit. So taking the same brush, but I actually switched off the color, so if you guys don't know what that is, I think most of you do. Just, you get this thing, just do this. Just switches the color off, so it's clean. So now what I'm going to do is go into this color right here. Now I'm going to place it just where these two colors meet. So, right there. So that didn't work out the way I wanted to. So I'm actually just going to use my finger now with the same color and place it on the rest of the lid. Okay, so now for the lower lash line, I'm picking up my Melt Cosmetics La Piece brush, this pencil brush here, and I'm dipping into, this color right here. Tap off the extra and just start to smoke it down. Okay, so now picking up my precision brush from Mel Cosmetics, I'm going into this color here. And I'm going to run it really close to my lashes on the outer third of my lower lash line, and then all along up top. Alright, so I'm going to do liner and lashes off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Seriously guys, if you only knew how much time it took me in between the lashes and liner and I'm back. I seriously obsess over mascara. I can't be the only one who does this. So anyways, what did I do? So for my lower lash line, I love to do smoky eyes that can still, because for me this is like a daytime smoky eye. That may be a lot for others, but it's kind of one color. It's a little bit smoky, well, probably a lot smoky. But anyway, what I love to do when I do this kind of look and I'm wearing it to maybe work, I don't really like the harsh black liner, so I love to use a really nice chocolate brown. This one is called Lamia, and this one is by Melt Cosmetics. I love using this one, especially for looks like this. So what I did was I did it on the lower lash line and then smudged it in. And then I actually, on top of the smudge, used this color right here just to soften it on the bottom. And then I actually smudged it up top too. And then what I did do is, because I like to kind of give a really dark and full lashes regardless of what liner I used, I love this NYX That's the Point. See if you can see that. This one here is perfect, and all I do is go really in between the lashes and just stamp it in there. So it's not a full, it doesn't look like a harsh line. It really just kind of gives the darkness and the depth to the lash line, so that when I do my mascara, which admittedly takes me forever, it's nicer and fuller. So for mascara, I use my L'Oreal Voluminous to prime my lashes, and then my Too Faced Damn Girl mascara. And then I'm testing this one out. I don't know if I like it so much yet because it takes me forever, but this IT Cosmetics Tight Line, it's got a super thin wand, and I used it for my lower lash line. So for my lips, I got fancy. I used this Pat McGrath Flesh Fantasy, I think is what it's called. For my, yeah, it's called Flesh Fantasy. I used it for my gloss. It came in like a little 3-pack where you can test them out. So I've never used her glosses before and decided to try it out. What else? That's it. Okay, so for my final thoughts on my first impression, I really actually like all 3 palettes for very different reasons. I believe I put timestamps in the video, so if you want to go back and see me swatch each palette, you can do that. My favorite palette, my favorite 2 are the medium and the deep, the medium and the rich, these 2. Of these 2 palettes here, I definitely think I would get a better range and variety of looks with the deep, just because of the color tones in the palette. There's just a bit more range between the mids and the transitions, and highlight and your deeper colors to darken it up, and your shimmers. The one I used today, this one is really pretty. I think I probably would get 1 or 2 looks from it, pretty similar in tone. And I actually did not use this palette for a brow bone highlight or even an inner corner highlight. I just actually didn't see a color that would work with this, so just did it without it. So for me, that's slightly a con, but I mean, you know, I'm sure you can use other things. Alright, so that's my first impression on these palettes. Do I think you should get them? I mean, I'm sure you probably have these colors in your collection somewhere. However, I do like the fact that it's small, it's portable. If you know that you want a specific kind of look, and maybe 1 or 2 variations of that, it's easy to just throw in your bag. It's easy to travel with. So for that purpose, I love these palettes. Just got to be specific with what you're looking for. But yeah, I definitely like the palettes. My favorites again are the medium and the rich. The light one's nice for shimmers. Well, thank you guys for spending some time. I really love doing these videos. I'm going to pop up a little clue there. Please just go ahead and head over to my Instagram when you're done watching this video. Follow me there. I love to post looks in between. Kind of already said that. Not going to repeat it too much more. But yeah, aside from that, I would love it if you guys go ahead, if you like the look, go ahead and like the video, leave a message, not a message, leave a message on my phone. No, I'm just kidding. Leave a comment down below. Tell me if you have this palette, if you like it or not. Yeah, just talk to me there. Alright, so enjoy your morning, your noon or night, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Again, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Bye.